What's going on? This your boy Gangsta Talk with AJ, and I'm back with another video. Now, I was talking with somebody in the comments section, and we were talking about Walmart Spark Delivery. And I want to talk about what my experience was dealing with Walmart Spark Delivery. Now, I touched on this in my Step Back with AJ series on what happened, but I'm gonna dedicate a full video to this. So, if you're into thought-provoking content like this and you have any stories similar dealing with doing delivery apps as a TI, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. So we had this app called Walmart Spark Delivery, which we all know what Walmart is. They have a delivery service that they hire like independent contractor drivers to deliver Walmart orders and general merchandise orders to customers, around the area. So I signed up for this app approximately, let me see, what was it? I got deactivated in 2023, so it's been about 2.5 years now since I got deactivated. Now, I applied for this platform in 2021, so I was only on the platform for 2 years. Now, had took a break, because I was doing other platforms. It wasn't really like hitting at the time, but it took off and boomed in 2022. That's when I came back to the platform full time. So I'm on this platform full time. The orders, they pay pretty good. You could do 2 or 3 orders at a time. You deliver them, you get paid. The tips, they take 24 hours to paparize and finalize and stuff like that. So and that's the situation with that. So I'm going to talk about some of the things I went through being targeted on that platform. So I'm going to start at this Walmart that I found cool to go to, because the money was coming in. Wasn't a lot of drivers over there. It used to be just me waiting over there, right? And then what I started to notice after about a month, right? I'm eating, I'm racking up money. I'm doing well. I'm making like, for doing like just that, I was making at least $1,600, $1,700 a week. So I was doing very, very well on just doing that. So they caught wind of that because I was in there shopping so much. And the handlers started sending other drivers over there as well. So they'll literally synchronize with me. They'll come there at the same time that I come there. So I'll get there maybe about 6 a.m., right? I'll be ready. I'll be there, ready for the orders to start, about 6:20. So I'll get there. Everything's good. Everything's smooth. And then I started noticing 2 other guys that were fraternized all the time. They would talk to each other. But also noticed that every time I would get my order first, these 2 guys would snarl at me. Now, didn't pay it any attention at first, but I started noticing over the days these guys would keep showing up, and this was going on for months. And then I'll go in the store, and then these guys will come in shortly after me getting their orders. They'll try to have conversation with me and saying, "What order did you get? How much are you making?" And I would never tell them. It's none of your business. We're not co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was, it's none of your business what I'm making. So I started to just like feel weird. I'm like, bro, I keep running to these dudes in the store, and they would do like hand signals like this. They'll do like this and stuff like that to me all the time. And I'm just like, bro, what is up with these dudes? Like, because they will always run into me and try to spark up conversation with me to slow me down. So I'm just like, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? And after a while, more drivers started to show up. So it was these 2 for about a month and a half. And then more drivers started to show up and wait at that same time. So I'm starting to see upwards of 6 to 8 drivers, which, as you know, when there's that many drivers in one location, your order volume is going to go down. So once that started to go down, I went to another location on another side of town. That was a little bit closer to my house. And once I got over there, everything seemed cool. I was the only one out there first thing in the morning. And that stayed predominantly that way for about an hour and a half. I'll be a whole hour and a half before these people. Doing shopping delivers, which pay the bank. You know what I'm saying? and before the stacked orders come. So I'm doing shopping delivers, doing my stacked orders or whatever, and then I noticed like there's a surplus of drivers over there. And if you know how Walmart delivery is, they have a lot of let's just say illegal drivers, illegal drivers on the platform, which means they have accounts, but they're bought accounts. And what I mean by bought accounts, which means these people are sharing accounts and sabotaging the platform, the terms and conditions, in order to make all the money. Meanwhile, these are undocumented individuals that don't have to pay taxes. They're buying accounts from people that are scamming the platform, and we all know Walmart Spark is allowing that to happen. It's not a secret, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, these people are able to be on the platforms while drivers like me are not. But we're gonna get further into that. So I get on this platform, I'm working, I'm still making this money, I'm at this other store. Now this is where the problem's ensured. This is 2023 at this point. So we're in the summer of 2023. Everything's good, I'm making 16, 17, 1800 a week at times, doing just grocery delivery. So I'm eating, I'm doing good, I'm doing well. So getting through the summer, more drivers. There was this Caucasian guy that showed up, and he would act very manic, like manic. Like he didn't look like he took care of himself, and he was just manic. Like every time I see him, he would try to have a conversation with me, like talking about, I made $1,600 this week. How much did you make? And I'm just like, bro, it's like repeat. It's like a repeat of the other store. So, and I've seen this guy at another location I would work before. And he followed me. Like, these guys will follow you to the locations that you are at, and they'll wait. And it was just a pattern. Like, all these drivers were coming over here to this location where I was. And I'm not saying like it's anything wrong with it. It's just that you weren't over here before until I started coming over here. So, and I'm like, y'all were working at another store, and once these stores get flooded, I'll go to a different location. And then for some reason, all these drivers, aka gang stalkers, will come to these locations. If you guys didn't know, they do allow gang stalkers on the platforms to flood the platforms to slow your money up. That's a real thing, people. So understand that that's a real thing out here. They do flood these platforms in order to slow your money up, for sure. But getting back on topic. So one day I was in the store, and this honeypot came up to me having conversation with me, right? And then there was another honeypot that will bring my order to my car and be all flirtatious and stuff like that, right? So, and I didn't think anything of it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the time, I was with somebody, so didn't think nothing of it. But next thing you know, the online grocery pickup manager came out to my car. We were having a conversation about the Balloon Fiesta or whatever that was coming up that following month. And next thing you know, he said, hey, these two girls were saying that you were harassing them and flirting with them. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even talk to anybody. I come in here, I get my groceries, do my job, and leave. And he said, no, I was just telling you what was told to me. So if you could please stop. I'm like, dude, I didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? So you're making these accusations against me, and they're baseless because there's no proof that these things are happening. So, okay, we go on. So the next time that girl, that one girl that used to come to the car to bring my stuff, she started to be looking at me weird. And I'm just like, so she knew that she lied on me, and it got back to me. So I didn't think nothing of it. I kept going, you know what I'm saying? I kept going. And then I ran into that manic guy, and we had a conversation in the store. And I'm just like, why do you keep, and I told him in the store, like, why are you yelling and keep asking me about how much I'm making? It's none of your business. Straight up. And I'm going on. And then I will say I had planned a trip to go out of town to a football game in November. So we're getting into the end of the they're getting into about the time November 5th, 2023 is when things change. So I work that day. Everything's fine. So I get a notification that my account has been deactivated. And I'm like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? And then I found out why. And they were saying it was unprofessionalism, conduct, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Violated terms or conditions of the contract, of the whatever they were saying. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? So initially they wouldn't tell me. So you know what I did is I called the guy that's online grocery pickup. I'm like, okay, so I got deactivated from the platform. What is that about? He was like, oh well, the two girls I was telling you about made a report, and they tried to say that you was harassing them, you were doing stuff with them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I kept him on the phone because I started to get aggressive. I'm like, bro, you taking money out my pocket, dude. So I started to get a little aggressive, yes. And then you know what ended up happening, right? I ended up getting him to admit that they sabotaged me. I had him on recording. I was recording the call, and I got him to admit that they sabotaged me. That they sabotaged me off the platform. They made a report against me and got me fired off the app. So what ended up happening after that, I had to appeal this decision of me being deactivated. As you know, anybody who drive for that platform, you appeal the decision, and then you want to know what happened next? You want to know? I appealed the decision, submitted the proof to them that they sabotaged me off the platform. You know what happened? They denied it. They denied my appeal. They denied it. Appeal denied. Freaking sane. So I waited. I appealed again, and do you know what happened? Appeal denied. You're permanently banned. Never got an explanation to this day why it happened. Messed up. Messed up. So I'm gonna tell you like this straight up, y'all. I 100% do not, and I repeat, do not recommend anybody work for that illegal, that platform that promotes illegal drivers working for them. And then the ones that do the platform the right way, that have their own accounts, that do things correctly, they want to get rid of those guys. And I think it's because a lot of people like me and others, we figure out the game they play on the platform with drivers and try to get drivers to take orders that aren't worth it. So they know the illegals on the platform will do it because what do they have to lose? They're not paying taxes on their money anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend anybody work for Walmart Spark at all. And a lot of people have gotten deactivated, similar situations, glitches, and these people that work online grocery have too much power to be able to determine and say he say, she say stuff to get people deactivated off the platform. And they know they're wrong. And to this day, I'm still deactivated. I couldn't get back on the platform. I tried, and they still won't let me back on. So I will say this. When you're out and about, like, doing this type of work, man, be mindful of, who you come in contact with. Do not talk to other drivers at all. Do not talk to other drivers. Do not interact with a lot of these working people. Just do your job. Be professional as possible and focus in on getting the money. Don't even talk to people at all. Because you're an independent contractor for a reason, which means you're an independent person. So there's no obligation to talk to anybody outside of being professional. So keep that energy and keep that mindset, and you'll be all right, man. Just be professional. You know what I'm saying? Be focused on, providing the best customer service you can to the customer, because customers do lie too. And I have a DoorDash experience as well, where a customer reported me for being unprofessional, and I'm actually gonna talk about it right now. Now that I brought it up. So one night, I was delivering from Buffalo Wild Wings, and this was back in like 2020. So this is during the pandemic. I was delivering for Buffalo Wild Wings, and I got to the customer's house, right? And then the customer delivered the order. Now somebody was bending the corner going really fast and almost hit me. And I'm just like, what's up with that? What the I was mad because I was cursing. And this is about 9 o'clock at night. Now the customer for some reason was still watching me. And next thing you know, that individual drove past, and they were the next door neighbor to the customer I delivered to. So I wake up in the morning, I'm looking to start my dash for the next day. I get up in the morning, you know what happened? Your account has been deactivated for unprofessionalism. This had nothing to even do with the customer, but it had everything to do with the customer damn near hit me. Damn near took me out the game. You know what I'm saying? This had everything to do with the customer speeding, bending the corner. But I got deactivated for that. So that's why I say just be careful about everything that you do and everything that goes on around when you're out and about doing this job, because these game stalkers, they will do anything and everything to strip you of your income, and don't let them control it. So, but yeah, that was my Walmart Walmart Spark nightmare. What I dealt with and what I'm up to today. Still not on that platform. I did get back on DoorDash because I managed to appeal that, and everything went well with that. But the Spark experience was horrible. I do not recommend working for that platform. It was just such a horrible experience, man. But yeah, this is your boy Game Start Talk with AJ. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out. Y'all have a blessed day. Keep your head up, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.